Narayanaya, Om Namo 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 Narayanaya. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhanaktu Sahaviryam Karavavaim Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace, Peace, Peace. Om Bolo Satguru Sivananda Maharaj Ki Jai. Swami Vishnu Devananda Maharaj Ki Jai. Om Namah Shivaya. So we saw that Vedanta is teaching that although the self, the I am, or the knower, the awareness, is unlimited and non-dual, we experience it to be a limited knower, which means that whatever it knows is found outside. And if it's outside, you see, whatever I know is not me. Okay? If it's not me, it's a limitation for me. Okay? So therefore, our experience is that the thoughts, emotions, physical sensations, attributes of the body, and events in the world, relationships, etc., are a limitation to us, which means we are conditioned by them. Okay? So it definitely matters what thoughts, emotions, experiences you have, because they impact you. Okay? So this is what the yogis call samsara, and this is what we'll see this morning. So in this section that we were reading, it says that this knowledge, the knowledge of the limitlessness of the self, of the I am, being limitless, infinite, and non-dual, it is called here the saving knowledge. And what is this knowledge saving us from? From the erroneous notion that the objects of sense, objects of experience, are real in themselves, and that they are either desirable or undesirable, and that happiness is in the contents of the world of sense. Okay, so let's look at this. So the idea is that we mentioned already that what we call ignorance, just like we are ignorant of the true nature of space being limitless, we perceive space limited in the bottle. In the same way, because we are ignorant of the true nature of reality, which manifests within us as I am, as the self, we perceive reality as if it is a property of the names and forms. Therefore, we perceive all the objects of the world as independently existing. Okay, as if reality is within them. You understand? Okay, so rather than understanding that there is one reality like an ocean, and all the objects of the world are like waves in the one ocean of existence, we are perceiving that all the objects exist in themselves. The moment we perceive the objects existing in themselves, we will also perceive them to be desirable or undesirable. Okay, now we need to understand something which is called karma. The yogis teach that the nature of the experienced world is that it's a result of our past actions. Hello. Okay, so the yogis teach that the nature of the experienced world is that it is the result of our past actions. What does it mean? It means, this is called the law of karma. It means that in the mind, in the form of thoughts and emotions, in the body, in the form of physical sensations, experiences, etc., in the world, as events in the world, we are experiencing the results of our past actions. Okay, so now what are the results of our past actions? They manifest as what we call the pairs of opposites. Pairs of opposites are pleasure and pain, success and failure, honor and dishonor, victory and defeat, health and disease, it's gain and loss. These are called heat and cold. These are called the pairs of opposites. So the pairs of opposites are destined to manifest in our mind in the form of pleasurable and painful thoughts and emotions, in our body as pleasurable and painful physical experiences, and in the world as desirable and undesirable circumstances. This is what the law of karma says, that the pairs of opposites are natural to creation, which means because we are experiencing the results of our past actions, you cannot avoid the pairs of opposites manifesting in your mind, in your body, and outside in the world. That's not possible. They are natural to the structure of the world. So the pairs of opposites in themselves are not the problem. The problem is that we experience being limited by them. Okay, so pleasure is not a problem. Experiencing being limited by pleasure is the problem. Pain is also not the problem. It is the experience of being limited by the pain that is the suffering. This limitation we call raga and dvesha, attractions and aversions. So the way that pleasure impacts us, the way that pleasurable objects impact us, which means they awaken what we call raga. Raga means attachment or desire for pleasure is the bondage. The way that painful objects impact us is the problem. They awaken dvesha, they awaken aversion. Aversion means fear, hatred, resentment, etc. So, give you a simple example. Let's say that you are on the line to take food. And you come after a very good yoga class and you are blissed out. Everything for you is Brahman. You perceive that yes, there is one reality in all names and forms, and I am free, I am blissful, all is good. And then you come to the line to have food. And you start, as you know very well, the first station is the soup. And the soup is clear water with pieces of zucchini floating in it. And there is a nice karma yogi behind the soup, serving you the soup. And in your vision, you are so happy. You say the soup, you see, you are able to see through the name and form of the soup. It is one reality, one existence. Say, this is Brahman. And the person that serves you the soup is Brahman. You are so peaceful. You are so untouched. It's so beautiful. Then you continue to the next station. There is a pot with brown rice. And your vision is very penetrative. You can see through the name and form of the brown rice. The brown rice is Brahman. And the person behind the brown rice, you can see through them. They are Brahman. You are so peaceful. You are so happy. The next station is steamed broccoli. Steamed broccoli is very easily perceived by you as Brahman because it doesn't stimulate your mind. And the person behind the steamed broccoli is again Brahman. You are so peaceful. You are so happy. Then you move to the next station. And lo and behold, in the next station, there is a tray of pizza. Now, the moment you see the pizza, your mind immediately begins to calculate the dimension of the pieces. You see, immediately you have a wonderful function in your mind that shows you the square inch surface of each piece. And immediately you know which piece is the largest one. You see? It's like a wonderful function of your mind. Also, this same function shows you which piece has the most olives in it. And immediately you also see what is the size of the piece of the person that walks with the plate before you. They already received the piece, and immediately you notice what is the size of the pizza that they got. And then you look at the person that is serving the pizza, and very anxiously you see where the spatula is moving. You see? Which piece is going to be your piece, right? And you are very, very attentive, right? And then if it so happens that the piece that you got is, 3 square inches less than the one before you, you served you the piece, and you look at them, and inside you say, we are going to settle the accounts later, right? Now, where is Brahman? You see? Where is Brahman in the pizza, and where is Brahman in the person? Brahman is gone. You don't remember this Brahman at all. What happened? What happened is that the moment your mind laid on the pizza, raga and dvesha came into play, attractions and aversions. And the moment attractions and aversions came into play, pizza is very real for you. You see? The name and the form, pizza, because they trigger your raga and dvesha, they gain a sense of being very real. You see, you cannot penetrate through them. You cannot maintain an even mind. You see? The name and the form capture your mind very strongly because of the way they impact your mind. Therefore, Swami Sivananda says, it is raga and dvesha, or attractions and aversions, which make this world real. And this is the essence of what samsara is. We are caught up in the world. We think that the world is independently real. We are so impacted by the happenings of the world because of our own attractions and aversions. You see? So those people that are either your dearest friends You like them the most. You are most attached to them emotionally. And those that are your greatest enemies, these two are your problems. You understand? So it doesn't matter if it's a positive attachment or it's a negative attachment. Both are a problem. These objects, people or whatever it is, will be the source of our afflictions. You understand? Because it is this type of interactions which make the world very real for us. Okay? So, and it doesn't matter what it is. See, however the world is able to get a grip of our mind will become the source of our affliction. This is how it is. It can be something very innocent like a cat. You see? If we become, whatever we become emotionally attached to, becomes the source of the affliction. So, this is the meaning of the saving knowledge that saves us from the erroneous notion that the objects of the world are real in and of themselves, and that they are either desirable or undesirable. The moment this is the vision of the world, we are in what the yogis call samsara, which means because the objects of the world will always manifest the pairs of opposites. It will always be pleasure or pain, success or failure, honor and dishonor. It must be like this because it's the results of our own actions. The moment we perceive the objects really in and of themselves and desirable and undesirable, suffering is unavoidable. This is the idea. The only way that we are going to attain peace in this world is by neutralizing the sense that the objects or the experience of the world have a desirable or undesirable feature in them, or that they are real in and of themselves. See, if we are able to neutralize the sense that objects are desirable or undesirable, we will attain peace in the world. See, we will not be afflicted by the world. As long as we think that the objects are real in and of themselves, and that they are desirable or undesirable, therefore, we will never be at peace in the world. Impossible. You see? So, then comes the question, how do we neutralize the sense that the objects are real in and of themselves, and that they are either desirable or undesirable? In other words, how do we neutralize what the yogis call samsara, which is pain? See, we should not think about it as a philosophical thing. You see, because how the pizza afflicts the mind, that's not philosophical. See, that's very real. Right? When you move from the steamed broccoli to the pizza, that's not philosophy. How it impacts your mind, that's not philosophy. How the emotions afflict, that's not philosophy. How the physical sensations of the body afflict, that's not philosophy. How relationships afflict, that's not philosophy. You see? So philosophy is nothing but showing us how to handle the experienced world in a way which will allow us to maintain peace. That's all. You see? So it shows us you see, what is Vedanta? Vedanta simply shows us how to neutralize samsara, how to neutralize the painful feature of experienced reality, which is the sense that the objects are real and that they are desirable or undesirable. This is what samsara means. And we see in this paragraph, it says, how do we do it? It says either by, it says like this: devotion to God, knowledge of reality alone is the way to moksha or liberation. How do we neutralize this samsara? It says, Swami Sivananda says, two ways. Either devotion to God, which means self-surrender, or knowledge of reality. These are the two ways to neutralize this feature of samsara in the experienced reality. Here is our blessedness. That's the only way we are going to become blessed or peaceful. Okay? So we will see in the evening what does it mean. Om, Om, Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. Om Bolo Sadguru Sivananda Maharaj Ki Jai. Swami Vishnu Devananda Maharaj Ki Jai.